justice burns. Tiff and the Punisher. Rise. Street lights flicker, the city's on fire. Tiff walks the line with a cold desire. Punisher's shadow, the hammer falls hard. No mercy for evil, they're playing their card. Through the alleys of pain and the rivers of blood, they hunt down the guilty, they're the judge and the flood. But every war needs a mind that can see, a voice in the chaos that cuts to the core. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Becca's the spark in the tactical storm. Smart-ass remarks that keep the whole team reformed. Equations and evidence, she's cracking the code, while the Punisher's bullets write the final ode. Tiff holds a line with the fearless command. Together they're unstoppable, a punishing band. Becca won't rest till the puzzle is solved. She's right every time and the problem's resolved. When the world's gone mad and the answers won't bend, she'll dissect the chaos and break it again. Smart-ass brainiac, queer the fight. Tiff and the Punisher on the night. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Tiff and the Punisher. Becca's got the answers. Justice never sleeps. Come on. Oh, yeah. They are taking our kids every day. Oh, come on. They knock at the door. Yeah, they are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up, everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come, we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to break. Yeah, stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. Oh, yeah. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff! Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, goddammit. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff. Tag. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come, picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the case workers unhandily. So give us back the kids. Tiff and the Punisher, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher. Warrior! Hey! Recognize, dog. And we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. Our children are being stolen away too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. I
Tiff, we were jamming.
Yeah, we were.
Whew, Lord. Sweat on my brow.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Whoa. Holy smokes. Almost went down. Wow. King, Lord Almighty. Tiff, there was someone I kept seeing. I thought that I saw you on the news today because some lady was running around the parade that had a thing on her hat that said Queen. Thought it was
Yeah,
you.
well, no, it wasn't me. I was nowhere around that.
I'm like, she's sitting there lying her ass off. Look at that Queen lady running around over there. She was right over there in the parade herself.
I would have went live.
Yeah, I figured that. We got here. Chris, they were trying to take my white away, but we stopped them, but they still not let me. Why I can't have my son? They're trying to take my rights away, but we stopped them, but they still not tell me why I can't have my son. So you stopped them, Chris, right? You're saying that you won, you beat them in that son of a bitch, but they're still not giving you your kid back, right? Is that what you're saying?
Wow.
Man, that shit that goes on, you know, like what is with that? Why are these higher courts not ruling? I mean, the higher courts rule and then they don't listen. Like, how the hell is that? How is that even right? How is that even possible? When the courts listen, the judges are supposed to follow. There's a system, you know, like there's a system. These little tiddlywink courts that we go to that don't matter, but they still take our kids from us. They somehow seem to have more power than the Supreme Court and this Constitution and everything else, it seems. And it's disgusting, and something needs to be done, because that's waging war on the Constitution. That's what they call tyranny. That's what they call
Treason.
treason. Yes. So, and you know what the penalty for treason is, right?
Yeah, hanging.
Yeah, maybe we just need to do that to a couple of these son of a bitches, and they will. Maybe they'll learn real quick that they need to pay attention, because there's so much case law out there, Tiff, that says that they are supposed to follow it. Like, I don't know if they understand how. Well, let's just explain this to people how case law works. So case law isn't law. Case law is not close to being law. Case law is an opinion of a judge that set precedents in a jurisdiction. So mostly you don't see it in the lower courts. They don't abide by it. They don't follow it. They don't even really use it. They usually say that wait till you go to your appeals and then start ripping up case law. All right. But they are supposed to adhere to Supreme Court. Everybody listens to the case law. Federal government, everybody's supposed to listen to it, but they don't have to necessarily weigh in it, but they need to make sure that it has a heavy weight in the way that it goes. And then from there on out, you're damn right you listen to it, but it only got to be in your district. So if you have a case law, let's say from the Ninth Circuit, that's why everybody always talks about Ninth Circuit, or whatever, that's out in California or whatever. Well, that doesn't mean shit to me and Tiff over here in Virginia and Maine. It can lead like they can, oh, well, they ruled like this, but it doesn't mean anything. They have no obligation to uphold that case law. Our federal courts over here don't have any obligation to uphold that. But if you're over there in that Ninth Circuit, then it does mean a lot. So I think people are getting confused with case law. They think that they just throw some case law down. They're like, there it is. There's case law. And that's that. Well, one, it doesn't really even hold as much weight as the true law and the Constitution and all that is. And there's a bunch of stipulations that go with it. So don't just think because you found case law that it's, humdinger and you got the, the part. Yes, it's nice to find them, and it's nice to find opinions that go in the direction that you are trying to go, but it's not the end all, say all, end all. And the say all, end all really is what? It's the affidavit. The affidavit, there's no more powerful weapon out there than the affidavit of truth. Some people will disagree, but that is the ultimate weapon that you have, in my opinion. What do you think about all that, Tiff?
Yeah, that everything you said is right. And I want to go back to the lower courts thinking they're superior. They're not superior. They're actually inferior to the higher courts.
I love that.
And they need to remember that they're the inferior court. They're not the higher court. Any court, like family court, the little state shit.
Yeah.
Those are inferior courts to the federal courts.
Yeah.
So they think that they are the superior courts, and they're not. And I say this all the time. Even Osiris has said it. You said it. Dana said it. We've all said it. Until people are willing to stand up, because listen, if you're in this fight, you have to be willing to bite the bullet and go to jail for a cause. I mean, I'll bite that bullet. You have to stand up. Yeah. But you have to stand up, and you have to remind them. It's sad that we have to remind them that they're an inferior court, not a superior court. And we also have to remind them that these little bullshit hearings, they're not even court hearings. They're administrative hearings.
Yeah, which means that some of them don't even have the jurisdiction, or they've failed due process to even make void or make judgments that are true, that hold weight. But nobody enforces these things. I was just trying to pull something up here. But that's basically what's happening here, is that these courts are even making rulings that aren't even
real.
Right. And but no one's, like, or they're making, or the higher courts are making rulings again. Like, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but my buddy here that has had his ruling twice. I mean, now his kids have aged out of the system, so he never even got to get his kids back. But twice, not once, but twice, he went to the state superior and supreme courts and won. And those courts ordered the lower courts to overturn their decision so that these kids could come home, and they never did it.
You see, I don't get that, right? Because once again, a superior court is telling an inferior court, you have to overturn this. You did it wrong. Right? So then the inferior court said, we're not doing nothing because we don't answer to you. That's pretty much what they're saying.
Right. And because I think the way that they do it to keep the honor amongst them and everything is the upper courts usually turn it back. And this is the way I see it, and I've seen it mostly, is they give those lower judges the opportunity to correct their wrongs, right? Like, they don't tell them that they're wrong. They're like, well, maybe you should go and look at this and, adjust your opinion or whatever.
Right.
Because if you wanted to really do that, you would get a mandamus. And the mandamus is like, screw you, bitch. You fix that fucking shit because you were wrong and you know you were wrong. Shame on you. I'm going to tar and feather you out in front of the fucking courthouse and you are done. Like, that's what a mandamus does. Mandamus is like your last resort. Mandamus is the end all. That's the end all. Like, once you hit mandamus, that's it, because that means that you've exhausted every other avenue that you could possibly go down through the courts. You've done a 60B, you've done a tort, you've done everything that the courts would allow you to go up through, and you still got no answer. So you go to the writ of mandamus and hope that someone at the end of that chain is going to say, all right, everybody, you're an idiot and you need to fix this now, because that's what a mandamus is doing, is demanding that someone fix what the courts didn't do proper. And those are very far and few between victorious as well.
Well, they just don't like to admit they were wrong, and they don't like to. The government will never apologize to you, and the government will never admit that they were wrong, even if they give you your kids back. They're not going to admit they were wrong.
Right.
Not in a million years.
No, I mean,
they'll die on that sword.
None of us like to do that, but
well, I can admit when I'm wrong.
I know, and I don't think I've ever heard that from you, so that's a pretty good track record.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, that's it. I'm trying to look through this here. These I forget how nice scribed is. Now, do you know about the Family Courts Act of 1984, Tiff?
No.
Neither do I. But there's a lot of it here, so I'm really going to need to learn about that, because I think I think that we could get some good information from that. I'm not even sure what it is, but there sure is a lot of them.
Yeah, but if it was done in 84.
Yeah, you were just getting out of prison.
What?
You were just getting out of prison then, weren't you?
I was 14.
Well, whatever.
Then that would knock out, that 1984 would be knocked out by the 1997.
Or it was added to it, possibly. I mean, I don't know. You know what?
I don't know either. We would have to look at it.
Right. I'm ashamed to say this, but I don't know about because everything that we've always talked about or done is so clouded. And I know, who is a big one that talks about a lot of this stuff in his work is Derek. Derek knows all about all these different acts and things that have happened. But this here says Critical Study of Family Court Act 1984. The document discusses the Family Courts Act of 1984, the role of lawyers in family court proceedings. It provides an introduction to the act and explains the family courts were created. Oh, okay, so this is good. This must be telling how the formation of these. Okay, so let's see what this says then. The family courts exercise the entire jurisdiction which is exercised by any district court or any subordinate civil court in the following matters: matrimonial causes, maintenance and alimony of spouses, custody and guardianship of children, settlement of spousal property. All right, so those are the things that these family courts have jurisdiction in. Do you know what I don't see in there anywhere?
CPS.
Yeah, I don't see any termination of parental rights, right? Because I know that used to be handled by the probate courts. I don't know when that changed, but I know that for a fact because Maine's one of the only 2 states that still use the probate court as the first and last measures when you are in CPS cases with them. I'm not even sure if they still do it now, but they were at the time of our stuff. Now, it says this. It says, in criminal matters, the judge is vested with the power exercisable by the magistrate of first class under Chapter 9 of Code of Criminal Procedure, which is the order for maintenance of wives, children, and parents. The powers of the family court are such. The family court has the power to make their own. Okay, here we go. Here we go, people. Ready to learn? The family court has the power to make their own procedure. Wow. They are not required to record the oral statement of the witness at length. The appeal from family courts lies directly to the high court. That's kind of a good thing. The family court can receive any document or statement, even if it is not admissible under Indian Evidence Act of 1872. So,
Wow.
right there, people, is where we see that the power is either beginning, starting to form, right? This alone, the family court has the power to make their own procedure. I mean, that's a lot of like where we say, like, shit, it's like they're making up their own rules. Oh, okay, because they are. That's right. They were given that. Let's see. So this says Section 9 provides, it says to procedure to be followed by family court. So Section 9 provides that the family court should try to resolve the matter through conciliation and settlement. Says if there's a possibility of settlement of dispute, the court should adjourn the proceedings until such settlement is arrived at. Here we go. This is a weird one. The parties of the proceeding are not required to hire a legal practitioner. However, they are entitled to appoint an amicus curiae to assist the parties in the settlement proceedings. And I'll get you that definition here in a second. And then it says this: in-camera proceedings can be ordered if the parties desire. In-camera proceedings means that the public is not allowed to see the proceedings. Now, this tells me in 1984, with a thing like that, they were allowing these to be put out in public?
Or they weren't closed. They weren't closed like they are now. Right?
Oh.
Like if you go to family court now, the only people allowed in there are the people who's in the case. Like they'll come out and call your name.
Oh, okay. And then you go inside and then they let you come up or whatever.
Right.
You called up. Okay.
Right. Like everybody else is out in the hallway.
Okay, so check this. An amicus curiae is a friend of the court. So that is a person or organization, not a party to a lawsuit, who files a brief to provide information, expertise, or insight that assists a court in reaching a decision. These briefs, often utilized in appellate courts, highlight broader legal implications beyond the immediate parties. So that's not saying an attorney or a lawyer.
No, they're talking about a mediator.
Okay, a friend of the court.
That's what mediators are.
Are they? Okay.
If the court ever sends you out for mediation, that's who you're meeting with. Whatever that fancy word Darren said.
Amicus curiae.
Yeah, that's gotta change, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yes.
Because here in Virginia, you don't go to family court to get a divorce here. You go to circuit court.
Yeah.
And circuit court does custody, visitation, and child support in your divorce decrees. Because divorces, like marriages, are public knowledge.
Who has been the president for 3 months? The youngest. So get this. Advocate Prithisish Roy, who had been practicing for 3 months, was the youngest lawyer appointed as an amicus curiae.
Wow.
So an amicus curiae is an individual organization that is not a party to the legal case, but that is permitted to assist a court by offering information, expertise, or insight that has been bearing of the issue in the case. Whether an amicus brief will be considered is typically under the court's discretion. So I guess you'd have to look up in your area to see what you have, because I know some places allow different people to represent you in different ways that you can be represented. If you have your friend who can, help you out, or does it have to actually be an attorney, or, whatever. All right. So this says provisions of Code of Civil Procedure 1908 are applied in the enforcement of the order of the judgment or the judgment. Okay, whatever that is, probably should look into that sometime soon, huh, Tiff?
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down here. And then it says the court can take assistance of medical and welfare experts. Now, what we do know now is that because of the which court case? The oil company.
What?
What's the oil company? Not Exxon. The
Mobile.
No, the case law that we all the
Chevron.
Right. So because of the Chevron case, we know now that yes, they can take the information from these people, but they cannot use their opinion now is no longer supposed to hold weight over the law. Whereas it used to be, like you'd be in the middle of the family court and the judge would be like, guys, I'm just, everything is right there for you. I don't see anything here. The law is not being broken, but I got to go with the guardian ad litem on this, and I must take their recommendation, and I've got to terminate your parental rights. Even though the law isn't, no, that's no longer good. They've got to go by the discretion, not the discretion, but the facts of the law now. There is no more because, or the opinion of, it's the law states this and that's that.
Right. The agency is no longer to interpret their interpretation of any law. It has to be straight law.
That's a good one. That's very important. If you guys don't know about the Chevron deference, then make sure that you guys check that out. Let's see. We don't need to really look into that. We don't need to look at the. Okay, so here's some challenges. Number of conciliatories. Observe that they don't have the counselors are inept. I wonder what these are. What are counselors?
I have no idea.
It says inadequate number of conciliators in many courts has been observed that they don't have counselors or counselors and are inept. The major problem is the counselors keep changing frequently. Now, what does that mean? What does that exactly mean? The counselors keep changing frequently. So let's take a look at this here and let's see what the word counselors means. Counselors. Let's see. I'll take a look at that in a minute here. Attitude of family court judges. Now, this one's pretty cool. It says the judges appointed to the family court do not have any special expertise in dealing with family matters, nor do they have any special expertise in settling disputes through conciliation. The appointment of women judge in family court is still a dream to be achieved. So, check that out, Tiff, huh?
That's scary.
So, in this act, women were not even allowed to be judges. Not to be on the bench. There we go. There's that. Okay. Lack of uniformity in rules and procedures. The procedure established in different high courts have laid down different rules of procedure. This causes confusion during the proceedings. There are still many high courts who have not yet established family courts.
Oh, no.
And then there's number 4, permitting lawyers Though the act has provided that the proceedings should be conducted without a legal practitioner, the system did not create any alternative system of simplified rules. The litigants are the mercy of court clerks and peons to advise them on the rules followed. Now, how does that change too, right? Because the court clerks aren't supposed to give you the law, right? They're not supposed to give you any advice. But now
They're
this
not allowed to.
right, this is telling them that the litigants are at the mercy of the court clerks and the peons to advise them on the rules followed. And then it says poor state of infrastructure. The family court suffers from lack of basic infrastructure. In maximum family courts, there's absence of drinking water, canteen, typist, notary. This lack of basic requirements creates hardship. The working conditions are basically unhygienic and poor.
Oh my.
Yeah, you didn't want to be in the family courts back then.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it sounds like 1732, doesn't it? Not 1984.
Oh
Now,
God.
here's the thing. This is the role of the lawyers. What is a family dispute? All families at some time experience difficulties and stress. Family disputes can be about almost anything. Some of the most common topics in mediation and conciliation on family disputes are disputes among husband and wife, children's education, health, and welfare, contact with children, financial support for children, lack of trust, parenting differences, disputes while partition, including property settlement, disputes on taking care of parents, relationship breakdowns, and etc. That's what the family dispute is considered.
Oh my.
Yes. So, from dispute as a communication may. All right. So then we have. I can't believe that Furby punched me. All right, here it is. What is conciliation? Is a process in which conciliator plays proactive role to bring about a settlement. Conciliation differs from mediation, and the main goal is to conciliate most of the time by seeking concessions. In mediation, the mediator tries to guide the discussions in a way that optimizes parties' needs, takes feelings into account, and reframes representations. While defining mediation and conciliation, it is stated that mediation is a way of settling disputes by a third party who helps both sides to come to an agreement, which each considers acceptable. Mediation can be evaluative or facilitative. Conciliation, it is said, is a procedure like mediation, but the third party, the conciliator, takes a more interventionist role in bringing the two parties together and in suggestion falling into disuse process, which is proactive, is also being regarded as a form of mediation. One significant difference lies in the fact that the conciliators possess um, expert knowledge of the domain in which they conciliate. All right, so that stuff, it seems like, is out of our time for two. Time for mediation. Let's see. So blah 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 connected there within. So you know what? This is something to get. We should really dive into this a little bit more. There's a lot of information here.
What is it? A book?
Well, it's something, yeah. But here I'm looking. Let's see. Is this the? Does this come from the India or is this from the United States? That's what I want to know. Because you ever notice that there's a lot of things that you find when you're researching that come up as India?
No, Darren.
Well, it's true. Courts 1984 Act. Number 66 of 19 in India. Yeah. Well, son of a biscuit.
That was India.
Every city and town with a population. Well, I'm trying to read if it's all India. Well, listen. Here's the case. Here's the thing, Tiff. If we have people that listen to us from India, there you go, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we're in India. We're all over the place.
Yeah. See, just making sure you guys are paying attention.
Yeah, but now we need to find the American version.
Well, I'll be gosh darn. Understanding family law and overview. Family Courts Act 1984. Oh, there's an app on Google Play about it.
What?
There's an app that you can get on Google Play, but yeah, it is about India. So I apologize about getting you guys in on that. It's good knowledge to have. My bad. Let's see what we have comparable to the USA right now in this Indian Act of 1984 to USA. Then the Indian Family Courts Act enacted promote conciliation. I guess that's why we word. So it's probably comparable to the purpose of specialized family courts in the United States. Okay. We don't need to go into what they compare with.
Well, that's probably why they didn't have no water and shit.
Right. I guess we should have probably noticed that at that point, right? When they started talking about no condiments, wipe your hands. So I'm sorry about that, guys. My bad. I didn't mean to.
But you know what? One of the things you asked me was, what do you want to do? And I said, have fun. And we're having fun.
That's right. We sure are. I'm a little embarrassed. I think I'm turning a couple of shades of purple here.
That's okay.
Yep. You won't see that very often, but you got it today. What do we got here? Jen says, yeah, I looked up Unscribed a lot and research on there, and a lot of stuff is from the Philippines. Right. So, Jen, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Jen.
Well, why don't they have American stuff?
Well, they do, but there's just a lot about that. But I was watching Chanawa today, and what do you think about his deal? And I could file a motion to void judgment based on personal jurisdiction. Can't someone? Okay, Jen, here we go. We don't ever speak bad about anybody on this show. That's up for everybody else to figure out. So what I'm going to do now is proceed to the next question. Mr. Downing is he's you know what, if you like what he's doing and you think it works for you, then go ahead, please do it. Take that, put it on your side, do whatever you got to do. If you think it's going to work for you, then you know what, go for it. You know, they've done a lot. They have a lot of information that they put out there. You know, he has put a lot of time into this effort, this movement, and you know, like he is smart. He's a smart guy. And you know, with that, you know, he's never been on our. Well, he was on our show one time for a very brief stint, and that was the last time that we ever entertained the idea and proceeded to move on in his direction. So, as far as he goes, do whatever you feel, go for it. You know, we will not put down any advocate here. We will not talk bad about them. And if we disagree with him, like I said, we'll just move along. But as far as he goes, there are a lot of good things that he does provide. So you can pick and sift through his stuff because there is probably things that you can use. So that's that. No, and I wasn't meaning that you were talking bad about him. I was meaning like me saying that. So don't you worry. We're all in the good here. We're all on that. This Tiff and the Punisher is all about the family and moving forward. So, please, if you heard stuff from him, then investigate it, learn about it, and you come back here and tell us about it. Then, because if it works and you make that work for you, and it, you know, like we didn't understand it through him, then please bring it back to the show. Because you know what, all of us need to work together to learn what's working and what's not working. That's the biggest problem with all of this that's going on. Everybody's got to have it their way, like it's freaking Burger King. Well, it's not. You know, like. And some things might work in your court that didn't work in my court, or it might work in my court, but they didn't work in your court. So, you know what, to have this melting pot of information in www.thecpspunisher.com app, which we promote here at the show because we all built it, helps you a lot in your case. And that's a melting pot, too, of information for you guys to have and use. It's not just my opinion or Tiff's opinion or Henry's opinion or Danielle's opinion or Alicia's opinion or Becca's opinion, or you know what, it's everybody that's given us information. It's everything that for 2 years we've been doing is in this thing. So everybody's knowledge is worth listening to and deciphering through. And Jen, I'll tell you what, do you know about our app, www.thecpspunisher.com? I was asking Jen if she knew about our app. Here, let me show you what it's all about real quick here. I'll play you guys a little clip it here or something. Where is it? Right here. Where is this thing? Right here. Here it is. Here's a little explanation, guys.
So what happens when citizens feel like a government agency has gone completely off the rails? Well, in this case...
Oh, let me get it up here, Tiff.
Yeah, flip it. There you go.
Here we go. All right, guys, check this out.
So what happens when citizens feel like a government agency has gone completely off the rails? Well, in this case, they build an app to fight back. Today, we're explaining a digital uprising against Child Protective Services, and we're drawing directly from the movement's own words.
Guys,
okay, let's just dive right in. A child, a minute. Just think about that phrase.
I'll see it.
This is the incredibly stark claim at the very heart of a grassroots movement targeting Child Protective Services, or CPS. They believe a crisis is happening right out in the open, and they're building a digital arsenal to fight back. To really get a handle on their fight, we're going to break it down into 5 key parts. First, we'll look at the system they're accusing. Then, the financial stuff they claim is driving everything. After that, the movement itself, who's fighting back. Fourth, their weapon of choice. Yep, a mobile app. And finally, we'll zoom out and look at what this all means for this new digital frontline of citizen activism. All right, so first things first, let's really dig into the core accusation here. Because according to the source material we're looking at, this isn't just about a few bad apples or isolated incidents. For them, it's an indictment of the entire system. From their point of view, the very agency that was created to protect children has actually become the source of family trauma. They're basically arguing that the whole system is breaking families apart, all under the guise of safety. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do they say that actually happens on the ground? Well, the source material paints a pretty grim picture. They describe this pattern of injustice. Things like agents just showing up at your door without a warrant, using threats to get inside your home, and even, they claim, presenting fake evidence in court. For this movement, the goal isn't reunification anymore, it's removal. Right, but that leads to the big question, why? Why would a system supposedly designed to protect kids do all this? The movement believes they found the answer. And, it all boils down to one thing: money. And they point to something really specific: Title 40E of the Social Security Act. Their argument is that this federal law creates a direct financial incentive for states to open up more and more abuse cases. It basically creates, in their view, a quota system that's just begging to be corrupted. And yeah, they put a number on it. The sources we're looking at claim that every single child removed from their home and put into the system is worth about this much to the state and federal funding. So this is what they call the financial pipeline. It starts with an accusation, right? That leads to a child's removal, and that's what unlocks those federal dollars. And the sources claim it doesn't even stop there. They say there are these high-priced bonuses paid out for fast-tracking adoptions, creating a system that literally profits from keeping families apart permanently. And wow, this quote really captures just how deep they believe this rot goes. They're not just saying caseworkers are influenced by the money. They're arguing that the entire judicial process is contaminated, turning the courts into just another tool of the system, instead of a place where you can get a fair shake. Okay, so when you have this level of perceived corruption, what happens? Well, a really vocal, really aggressive opposition movement has started to take root. And leading the charge are 2 central figures. You've got Tiff, who's described as a 30-year veteran of this fight, and then there's The Punisher, who's positioned as the one sounding the alarm, giving out warnings. Together, they're portrayed as these warriors, leading the fight for families who feel like they've been wronged. And we need to be crystal clear about their goal here. This isn't about reform. They're not asking for better oversight. Their stated objective, which you see over and over again in the source material, is the complete, total abolishment of Child Protective Services as we know it. Okay, so how are they actually fighting back? I mean, yeah, they organize protests and they spread the word, but their primary weapon, the thing designed to completely restructure this fight, is a piece of tech. They've built a mobile app and they call it the CPS Punisher, and its entire purpose is to flip the script, to shift the balance of power during an encounter with a CPS agent, literally from the moment that person shows up at your front door. And just listen to the language they use to describe the app's features. It's really revealing, right? It's not just a tool or a utility, it's framed as armor and a weapon. It promises to be an educator, giving you what they call Fourth Amendment armor, your rights against warrantless searches. It offers to help you void that lie and expose the game. But they're careful to position it not as a tool for revenge, but for reunification. And this line really gets to the heart of their whole strategy. They believe the system works because parents are kept in the dark, they're intimidated, and they feel powerless. So this app, it's their attempt to hand parents a totally new script, one where they're the ones who are educated, empowered, and ready to challenge that official narrative. So this all brings us to the bigger picture. The fact that this app even exists, it signals a major shift in how activism works today. The whole confrontation is moving on to a new digital frontline. And you can really see that dynamic broken down here. On one side, you've got the power of the state, right? The badge, the official authority, the confusing legal system. And on the other side, you've got the app's counter moves, instant access to your rights, tools to record and document everything, and a way to push back on what they call the system's lies, all in real time. When you step back, this is about so much more than just one government agency. It's really a powerful case study of a modern phenomenon. You have citizens who feel completely let down by a system, and they're using technology not just to complain about it, but to actively get in there and disrupt how that system operates. So in the end, the story of the CPS Punisher app and the movement behind it really leaves us with this huge question. In an age where an app can literally be marketed as Fourth Amendment armor, what does that mean for the relationship between us and the state? The very nature of power, of authority, and of citizen resistance is being rewritten right before our very eyes.
That was so satisfying.
So, what'd you think? What does everybody think about that, right?
I love it. Can you send that to me so I can put it on
Of course I
Facebook?
will send it to you. Yes, I will, Tiff. I was already getting ready to do it just as those words were coming out your mouth. All right, I'm gonna put the chat back up, guys. You got questions? You guys got any questions about any of this stuff? I know we don't really ever talk about this stuff, but if you got questions about it, if you're using it, look at it, and it's been in its early stages. It's getting better and better. And it's been growing. Excellent. I am not Jesse K. Ha! That's awesome. That's funny that you just did. That's really great. No, and there's a free version of it. And Jenny, since you know what, you need help, why don't you get in touch with me at CPSV? It's going right across the bottom of the screen here. Get in touch with me. I'll give you a code so you can log in. You can have an unlimited free version. I'll give you a code for it to help you out with your case. So you can get in there and I'll give you the code and you can use every bit of it. So, please get in touch with me and I'll give you that passcode. As a matter of fact, you know what? Any person in here that tonight's show, while the show's on tonight, only while it's live right now, if you guys email me, if you email CPSV Hunting Justice right now during the show, I'll give every one of you an unlimited passcode to the app. So between now and the time that this show ends, if you email us, just email. All you got to do is your name, email address, and I emailed you during the show, and I'll give you a passcode for the CPS Punisher app. So
And in the subject title, so he doesn't forget, put code.
Yes, put code. So you, Emily, Eric, yes, do it. Email me. So any of you guys that want to use it, during the show only, email me. Do what Tiff just said and I said partially, and we will get you guys full 100% all access code, so you guys can use it forever. All right.
And also push the app, because I've been pushing it too, and I hope people are using it.
Yeah, we're growing. We're definitely getting bigger. So, and here's the thing: the more you guys use it and give it information, the more it grows. There's a bunch of cool features on there that I've added Like there's notebooks, there's memories, there's a thing called memories where you save it to that. When you save in those memories, that puts it onto the AI, and that lets this AI learn it and all this. I mean, the thing's got a ton of features. It's got more features than God itself, and all I do is Becca and I just keep adding more to it. So I mean, it's huge. It's a great resource.
It's at the bottom. It's scrolling right now.
Yeah, right at
What's the email?
Right there. CPSV huntingjustice@gmail.com. So do that, and I will give you guys, like I said, I will honor that. I'll give you guys a lifetime pass to the CPS The Punisher app.
And don't give the code out to anybody else.
Right, we're on the honor system here. So, but yeah, that's important because you guys need. It's so hard, and there's so many advocates out there, especially right now. This is a trending topic, so you got bullshit flaring at every edge of the corner of the earth. So use this app because this can ground you in a way. You know, like this is, do your research and everything. Always do your own research. But I will tell you this, that this is the most advanced CPS law resource that there is out there. So, when you go in there and you ask it a question in the AI, it's all based, like this AI has been trained on nothing but CPS case law. CPS case law, CPS rules and regulations, everything. You put your
and it's got all 50 states on there too.
Yep. Yes, it does. It's got the walkthrough, but basically you put a case in there, you insert a case, it analyzes your case, you open it, and then it's all, then you can use everything. But when you start, you got to open your case and then put your documents in. So it starts analyzing your documents, breaks them down, and it'll put them into a timeline for you, all kinds of cool things with it. So,
also, cpsbreakingnews.com too. That's our website.
Yep. And Emily, you are almost right, but it's CPSV. I'll put it right up here for you guys. CPSV Hunting Justice gmail.com. Tiff, we haven't had anybody in the box in a while. Anybody want to come in and share your stories and give us a chat with us and give you guys a few minutes on the show here, and maybe we can answer some questions for you about something? Awesome. Then you got it. Perfect. Do you guys, if anybody wants to come in, I'll put the link up. You guys can come in and come on in the box. Mr. Boxes.
He talks like that to his cats too.
Yeah, I have Mr. Box. He's my buddy. Perfect. Excellent. I'm glad.
All right. It looks like people are going to start emailing you. My goodness. I see all these. Well, it's a little blurry. These little ants running around.
Yeah. If you need to get one of these 85-inch screens to get your picture on up here so you can see better. All right, guys. The link for the show is right there. Somewhere. Did it come up yet? I'll put it on the bottom here. Anybody wants to come in the show, hit this link. It should be right here on the side. Oh, okay, let me change that for you guys. Sorry. That's the superhero one. Let me change that so you guys can see it a little better. Sorry about that. Let me get you guys a better view here.
When I don't overthink it, I go home, I'm so sick. I'm like, whatever, maybe I have some. Wow.
She's got people screaming at her at her house. You can hear it. You got an argument going on tonight, Tiff?
No, Kingston's watching TV.
Oh, all right. How does that look? Is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot better for me.
All right, good. That must be a lot better with everybody else. All right, guys, right there, https://studio.restream.ioueul. Obviously, the Angry Citizen's not in here tonight, so if you guys want it, let's fill the show with what you guys got. What do you guys got for questions? And if you guys, someone's out there's got someone to talk, don't be ashamed, don't be bashful. There's nothing to be ashamed or bashful about. There you go, Tiff. How's that? All right, let me get it. There we go. All right, there. I'll leave it like that for you. Don't be bashful. Come in if you guys got questions that you need. And it can be about anything CPS, guys. Anything that you guys want to talk about, please feel free. Jen, come on in. Come on in the box. Get on in the box, Jen. Louie, you foolish man. You're my family. You know you already have the code. You've already actually used it. Louis used it. I don't look. COS is going to develop into nothing more than a pushboard listing, low income charities contacts. What is this? What's COS? I don't understand that one. Low income charities contacts. I don't know. I don't know what that. How do you click on it? The link doesn't. You know what, Jen? If you you've emailed me already, right? So if you've emailed me, I'll just email you. Oh, all right, got you. Claims against Allegheny City include all of. All right. There's a link not clickable right there on the side, guys. No, on the box there, didn't come out. Link clickable. I'll put it back in the chat again. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You should be able to just click it right there. Just go to the thing right here and click it now. I wonder why it works on some people's and some people's not. But you can copy and paste it and put it in your browser, and then it will bring you in here. Claims against Allegheny City included all of. I would like to know about this. Claims against Allegheny City. Let's see here. Jen, if you want to come in, send me. You've sent me an email already. I will go ahead and I will look at the email. So I'll send you a link for the show, and you can get it through there if you'd like. I don't understand why, Tiff. Sometimes it's easy to get, and then sometimes it's doesn't do it. You know.
I guess it depends because I just clicked on it on my phone and it took me to restream.
Okay. For you, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know because I wanted to see if it would work, but it did let me click on it and it took me to restream, but I had to click out so we weren't echoing.
Yes. Eric, I got Eric in here. Eric, did you want to come in the box? Eric's Emily right here. Jen, I don't know if I see your email here yet.
I shouldn't judge people.
Thank you, Jen Brabson. Thank you very much. This is so nice of you. Let's see here. Eric's Emily, if you wanted to come in, I'm going to send you this right here. Here you are. In the box you can come. Right there. Boom. I just emailed you a link. Jen, I'm really excited for you to come in the box. But I don't see you back here. If you can't, if I can't get to you, then I can't get to you. Blood bought for you. Oh, that's nice. All right, so let's see. Let's see if that works. Let's see what Jen said. Under RICO and include negligence, conspiracy, including under RICO and including Fourth Amendment, illegally privacy violations based on Allegheny County screen tool used to. Oh wow, okay. Jen, what's your email? Did you send me an email? I could get you in here. Also, I didn't see you up there yet. So if you email me at CPSV Hunting Justice, not only will I give you the password, a passcode, so you can get unlimited CPS Hunting Justice. CPS Punisher app, but I'll give you the link for the box, and you can come on in. So that's dead. So this will be fun. This is a good time. If any of you have joined. All right. All right. All right. All right. We got Emily Sullivan in with us first. All right, Miss Emily.
Doing tonight?
All right, we're doing well. We're doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So, I'm just trying to get ready. We have DSS court next week, next Thursday on the 7th, and so a little bit of background about my case. So, DSS has custody of my 2-year-old Peyton right now, and so we lost our 16-day-old newborn daughter Josie back on April 26th of last year. And that very same day, DSS comes in and says because there is a child fatality in the home that they are taking custody of our, she was in a year-old at that time as well. And they took her that day, and, like it wasn't bad enough that, get off my plants. Sorry. The cat jumped on my plants. But like it wasn't bad enough, that they had, that we lost our daughter on that day. They also took Peyton, and we even had, my boyfriend's. So it was her aunt and uncle, our daughter's aunt and uncle, come down here, as soon as it happened, to get Peyton, so that that there wouldn't be no issues, because I do have a history of CPS involvement in the past, but I'm not that person anymore. We've never had CPS since me and the guy that I'm with now, that's the father of Peyton and Josie, have been together. I've never had any calls from CPS, to DSS, or any kind of CPS involvement at all. That's been like 4+ years ago. So, it was really, it was a shock, definitely to lose our newborn, and then for them to take Peyton on the same day, there for about 3 months, I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore. Like, I couldn't even get up and go about my day. That's how, bad depressed I was, and, how much hurt and pain, that I was going through, losing my babies, So, like I said, I have a past history. CPS has took my other 4 kids and ended up adopting them out, and so I know that they can and will do this, and I was, we were doing everything that we could to avoid any kind of DSS or CPS involvement, because we do know how powerful these people are, and what they'll do. So in my past cases, I had went to jail I was on probation, and shortly after they took my kids, I lost it. I relapsed. I started using again, and so I was on probation and got violated, and ended up having to go pull my suspended sentence, which was 10 months. And DSS took full advantage of that time to terminate my parental rights with my other kids and adopt them out. And so by the time I got out, even though I'd done, all the parenting classes I could in jail on the tablet and stuff, they didn't even, they didn't care nothing about that. They still, terminated my parental rights, and, adopted my kids out. So, I, more than anybody else that hasn't been through anything with DSS or CPS, I know how precious, not that a parent, any parent knows how precious their kids are, but a lot of parents are unaware of just how powerful DSS and CPS can be, especially if you don't have a support system, or, a big family, put it like that. So, I didn't have, any family to, do kinship with my other kids. But now that me and the guy that I'm with now, that's the father of Josie and Peyton, are together, we do have a little bit more support than what I did before we got together. So, just trying to, DSS and CPS are really negative. I feel like they're not for me at all. So I've completed the parenting, got my completion certificate the other day. I go take drug tests, pass them. But they do oral and hair drug screens, and even though my orals have been clean, they're still saying that my hair is showing, still coming up positive for substances. And they're not so they do the hair drug screens like every 3 months, and they're not cutting the same hair that they cut the 3 months before. You know what I'm saying? They're getting the long hair off my head. And I know this because I see them trying to, put all this hair and get it to stay in this full sample pack. And I know that that's not the hair that they need to be cutting. They're getting everything that's on my head for as long as this hair has been on my head.
Right, they should be going back to the same area that they were cutting at that, and then that's because it's the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So that's how they're, doing that. And I go to substance abuse. I go to NA and AA meetings all the time. I do those on Zoom. And I go to my substance abuse doctor to do my get my medication. They do my medication management and my substance abuse counseling. Do a drug screen there every month. Been passing those. Take my medication as I'm prescribed and all that good stuff. And I also do like grief counseling and therapy through Monarch. I do that. It was every week, but now since I'm doing so much better, it's every 2 weeks. So continuing that, got my attendance letter from that. And I just put a deposit down on a new house because, whenever Josie passed away and they took Peyton, I was living with my mama, and I still am, but I do, I've got to go meet the guy again and take him the rest of the money, tomorrow actually. And then I'll be able to start moving in. But even though I'm doing all this stuff and I've done, this completes everything that they've asked for on the case plan. Yeah. They are not happy at all. And it's very clear, you know what I'm saying, that that I'm getting my stuff together and that, I'm going to be in the position to where they're going to have to, look at look at giving me my child back. Uh-huh. And it's just really, really, it's appalling, man. Like, I just don't understand. It's crazy, man. These people, like, what if it was their kids? Or, a lot of them don't even have kids. Like, how should anybody, I'm a good parent. Like, anybody that knows me and has ever seen me parent knows that I'm a good parent. Now, do I have, issues? We all do. Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? But I am, a lot of those issues are due to the fact that they have took my kids away from me. And I just don't have a big support system or a big family to help me. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And I think, I put in a lot of hard work and a lot of time. And I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I've came a long, long ways from where I was 6 months ago.
Well, you know what? You're here now, and you're with us, and you stick with us. This is a great group to be a part of, and all of us here are your family now. You stick with us. There's a lot of people that are here every night, day in and day out. We're here every night. Every night we're here for everybody, and so welcome to our family. So now you can stop saying that you don't have a family. You do have a family to support you now.
Well, thank you. That means so much.
I also want to say I'm very sorry for your loss. But I do want you to put a smile on your face because the whole system is designed to wear you down and break you to where you can't get your kids back. And I commend you. And who cares if they're pissed off? Fuck them. They didn't have your child.
Right.
You had your child. And you're entitled to have your child back. Now, you don't have to answer this. But did your baby die from SIDS?
So that's another thing. So they treated us as if we had done something wrong, but it's been exactly a year Sunday, and they're still telling us that they don't have the autopsy results back, and they're kind of using that as more leverage, to hold on to to custody of our child. But those people know that we didn't do anything wrong, because if they did, if they thought or even had the least bit of like suspicion that we had done something wrong, I promise you we would be under that jail. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
know that we didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
So it had to be SIDS. I don't know if anything else. You know what I'm saying? Now, whenever I was pregnant with her, so she was my sixth child. I've had C-sections with every one of my kids, and we were scheduled for a C-section at 37 weeks because they were scared my uterus was going to rupture, because I've had 5 sections prior to that. And a week before we were scheduled to go for our C-section, I woke up that Saturday morning, and as soon as I stood up, I started bleeding really bad. And I called the, my OB, the emergency number, and they told me to get to the hospital as quick as I could, but safely, you know what I'm saying? And we got there, and they took me into, surgery for the emergency section. And, that's what had happened. They didn't see it till they got in there to deliver her. But, my uterus had ruptured. It was like a 1 by 1 millimeter tear or something. And that's what caused me to start bleeding and go into labor suddenly like that. And they were able to deliver her, and she was fine, 6 pounds, 7 ounces, beautiful baby girl, man. And so the only problems that the only thing that was different with her birth than any of my other kids, I never had any problems with any of my other kids. I would go in for my C-section. I never went into labor on my own in any of my other pregnancies or early or anything like that. And, the only thing that was different with Josie that I never had with any of my other babies when they were born was, so she was having a hard time keeping her sugar level up. They were constantly pricking her little heel and taking her blood and testing her sugar. And they ended up putting an IV in her on the, her when she was 3 days old, because they were saying that her sugar level was real low, and that babies, once their sugar level gets to low, to a certain point low, that it's hard to get them back from that. So they wanted to put an IV in to be sure, and gave her also like the gel that they put in their jaw to raise their sugar. And so it was, I hated that she had that IV in her arm, and they took it out after a day after they got like 5 consistent readings at or above the normal level. And they did, I was breastfeeding her, and like they did, want me to supplement with formula, and gave her a high calorie formula, like the 22 calorie or something like that. And so I did supplement, and that was going good, and getting good consistent readings. But on the 6th day, when they went to discharge us, had not had any trouble with sugar from the 4th day to the 6th day. But that's only 2 days, and they didn't tell us, when they never said anything about checking her sugar or what to do if in any case, they never said nothing about that in our discharge instructions. So we assumed, that everything was fine, because, after that, she was, doing great, eating, using the bathroom, doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like any baby. Now, the only thing different with her from my other babies was that she slept a lot more than any of my other babies. But I put that off on the fact that she was a week premature. Yeah. So we got home with her, and everything was fine. Everything going good. And, then we put her to bed that Friday night. I fed her and changed her the last time that Friday night about 3 a.m. And then we woke up about 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon, and I automatically knew something wasn't right because she hadn't woke us up crying. You know what I'm saying? And then went over there, and she was gone, man. And when we called the ambulance right away, but I knew that there was no hope because she was already getting stiff. And I I really believe that that autopsy should have been back. You know what I'm saying?
And they're trying to cover up something that their mistake.
Right.
I believe.
Right. And I also talked to people, and I don't know of anybody or have never heard of anybody that has went through losing a child in the home, and then the DSS coming in and saying, well, because there was a child fatality, we have to take any other kids as a safety precaution that are in the home as well until we figure out what happened. You know what I'm saying?
They don't. A friend of mine's 4-year-old passed away. He was in between both his parents, and they thought that one of them rolled on him, but he actually died from a some kind of disease that the doctor missed. But anyway, they never took her kids. They took your son because you had already had previous CPS cases. So anything you would have done, it doesn't matter. Even if she was still here, they would have came in and blamed you for something, and they still would have taken both of them anyway. So listen, you keep your head up.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to come back next Thursday after
I'll
your
be
court date, because I want you to update us.
I definitely will. And so me and my boyfriend, he's incarcerated, and he has been since August of last year on some bullshit charges, and they've put his bond like $375,000. I think they're just trying to make it hard on us, literally, to take our child.
Yeah.
But we've been talking, and so my attorney is a court-appointed attorney. The guy, my boyfriend's there a lot of times when I'm not there, because they have him bring him up from the jail, and he hears a lot of conversations that don't nobody else hear. And he said, your lawyer's not for you. He talks complete shit about you when you're not there in the courtroom. And, he was like, we need different attorneys. We really need a change of venue, because this county is where all my past CPS cases have been. So whenever the lawyer, we went for our 7-day hearing right after they took her, the lawyer spoke up that has had my other cases that's ended up, causing me to lose my other kids. And he's like, I'll take her case because I know the situation. Well, I don't think that's fair at all. I don't think we're going to get a fair shake period down here. We were talking about, possibly asking for like,
you need
a change of venue.
You need at least to try for a recusal at minimum.
A what now?
A recusal to try to make that judge get off of your case.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be grounds for recusal because you don't have any sort of outside of the court's relationship with them. But I mean, that judge has already been privy to arguable information about your past and everything. So I don't know how they couldn't be biased towards you.
Right.
I would ask for that. Like I said, I don't know if it quite follows the recusal guidelines, because they've adjudicated on you before. But it totally makes sense. Like, how is that judge going to act fairly in your case when he's already acted that way towards 4 of your kids? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. And,
if you're not comfortable with your attorney, speak up. Fire that bastard before you go to court.
I definitely. I can do that before I go to court?
Of course you can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you tell that you file a paper. What state are you from, too, by the way? Sorry.
North Carolina.
Yeah, you go to the courts, you tell them that you want to find a paperwork to fire your attorney. You get their procedure for it or whatever. Some places have a withdrawal of attorney or whatever. You tell them, look, this guy is, my boyfriend's done heard him talking shit. That guy's not going to be for me. So I don't think now the judge may or may not grant it. But you know what? It's better knowing than not knowing, that you tried.
Right, definitely.
What are you going to court for on the 7th anyway?
So it's just like a review of our case. in family court. But this is like, this
I
is
definitely want you to come on.
okay. Yeah, definitely. I definitely will. Thank God Becca told me about you guys, and I seen one of her posts on my news feed, and we had like really good long conversation yesterday evening, and she told me about you guys and sent me the link, and I'm so grateful she did, and I found her and I found you guys because I knew that all this shit that they're doing is so wrong, man. It is so wrong. It has tore so many, good parents, good people, families apart. And I knew that there has to be, somebody or group like this out here, that could help me, or that, was, had been through the same stuff as I'm going through, or as I've been through, because there's so many families just in this, little county, little, it's called Robbins, North Carolina, but it's a little bitty redneck town. It's like all of one stoplight, and there's just around here, and this is, like it's a little bitty town. There's so many people and families that have lost their kids, and are going through this. That I knew that there had to be a group or a support system like this somewhere. I just had to find it. So I thank God that I found you guys, and had
yeah.
Now you got a
Well,
family.
you're not alone. And your little one stoplight town is taking kids because they need the federal funding.
Okay. And that's what Becca was telling me yesterday. And I knew that there had to be something to do with money behind it, because, they took two of my little boys straight from the hospital. Like I didn't even get to bring them home. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Your 4 kids are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to them. You're a little gold mine.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they ended up adopting my brand new little baby boys, that they wouldn't even let me leave the hospital with. And the reasoning was because they have, an open case with my other kids, so that they're taking my other, my brand new babies that I just had from me as well.
Because of your previous cases. That's not
They
right.
They came to the hospital with papers, and at first they thought that I was going to the baby's drug screen was going to come back negative, and the first papers that they had that's what they said, and they literally had to come back the next day with different documents where they had to change the reasoning, and the second reason, which is the ones that stuck, was that they had because I have an open case with my other kids. That they have in custody, that they're taking custody of my brand new babies. That I couldn't even leave the hospital with neither one of them. And that was their reasoning, and it stood. They ended up, and the family that they gave my two little boys to, newborn boys they took from the hospital, was a doctor. He was a well-known doctor. And I'm sure he paid, big money. That they even sent our probation officers here to the house at that point in time. And I had, I've been clean for over 3 years. I was doing everything right, working every day, everything they asked. And they sent our probation officers here. And the probation officer basically told us, he was like, sign them papers. You better sign them papers, because we're not going away. We'll make sure that y'all get violated. And they came out with some shit, like some needles or something out of my bedroom. And I knew for a fact they weren't mine, because I've never used a needle in my life. And they said, we'll make sure that y'all go to jail and, are violated on this probation if you don't. And tried to scare me into signing my rights away. I didn't. They had to take them, but that's how deep it was. You know what I'm saying? And I never realized that until that moment.
We need to get Jen in here for a quick chance, but we need to get you back here after the 7th, because we need to hear more of your story. Because now you're talking about falsifying evidence. You're talking about all kinds of things that we need to hear. We need to hear about this stuff for certain. I'm going to email you the app. I'll email you the passcode for the app.
Okay.
So and then make sure and if you got any questions, you have our email address now. You can get a hold of us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, you guys. And it's nice meeting y'all and talking to y'all.
It was nice meeting you, and we'll see you time after the 7th.
All right. Sounds good. Every Thursday?
We're on every night.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. What time?
Yes. Between
Turn your
7:30 and 8.
notifications
Between
on.
7:30 and 8, we come on.
Okay.
Just
All
turn
right.
your notification on.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, what a nice girl. Such a sad story, you know? It's so bad.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's crazy how they do that to these people. Jen says tomorrow night she'll come in. All right, perfect. We'll send you a link for tomorrow night. That's fine by us. So
It's
yeah.
bedtime. I'm tired.
Yep. Look at Tiff's she's showing it.
I am. My old age, man. I need naps during the day, and I just can't catch them.
Oh my God, she needs naps. She needs this. She needs that. My gosh. So tomorrow night, Jen will come in the box. We'll get her in here. And Tiff, well, go get to bed.
Oh, I'm going. Don't think I'm not.
I know you're going. I know exactly where you're going. You're going right there. But I'm gonna leave us with this one tonight, guys. So, all right. Till tomorrow. We'll catch y'all then.
Tiff and The Punisher in the house.
Have a good night, everybody.
CPS. Your time is up. Yeah, waking up to the knock at the door. System coming for war, they twist the truth, fabricate more, leaving families torn. Tiff spitting fire, constitutional warrior, Punisher, loading up, aiming straight at the corrupt core. Child protective, nah, more like child destructive. Stealing kids for the quota, bureaucratic injustice. Paperwork, lies, court dates, rigged from the start. But we expose the corruption, tear the veil apart. No more silence, no more fear. Voices rising, the end is near. CPS sauce, we coming for you. Tiff and The Punisher, breaking through. Gunning for the system, parental rights renewed. Fight the corruption, the revolution's due. CPS sauce, hear the war cry. Reclaim your family, never say die. Constitutional hammer smashing every lie. Tiff and The Punisher, watch the system fry. Family court circus, judges playing God with lives. Child support traps, keeping good parents deprived. Police roll up, badges hiding the agenda. But we drop knowledge bombs, no surrender. F in your corner, strategies locked and loaded. Reunification blueprints, the truth fully decoded. From the front lines, wicked, wise, and relentless. Exposing every fraud, make the guilty confess. No more silence, no more chains. Break the cycle, ignite the flames. CPS slugs, we coming for you. Tiff and The Punisher, breaking through. Gunning for the system, parental rights renewed. Fight the corruption, the revolution's due. CPS slugs, hear the war cry. Reclaim your family, never say die. Constitutional hammer smashing every lie. Tiff and The Punisher, watch the system fry. This is for the parents, fighting every day. This is for the warriors who refuse to break. Abolish the machine, tear it down. Wicked warriors rise, own the crown. Yeah, CPS sauce, louder now. Tiff and The Punisher, take a bow. Gunning for the system, we ain't backing down. Parental rights forever, wear the crown. CPS sauce, this is the sound of justice rising from the underground. Tiff and The Punisher, echo through the town. The fight continues, never back down. Tiff and The Punisher podcast, armed with truth. CPS, you're done.
They said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet.
They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are going to show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, and no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS Punishers mount up. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a badge and a grin. Stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight.
CPS and the courts have lied to us all.
The courts will not disgrace the family. CPS Punisher.
Here to avoid the chains and expose the game.
CPS Punisher.
The educator they never wanted you to find.
Punisher.
One tap and their empire cracks. We rise, we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. I'm the cape in the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets and weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tebio, warrior, due process king. Every parent's hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room.
CPS Punisher.
Here to avoid the chains and expose the game.
CPS Punisher.
The educator they never wanted you to find.
Punisher.
The children never leave again. Families rise, we never look back. We now use the CPS Punisher.
This ain't revenge. This is reunification. This ain't rage. This is resurrection. Open the app. Step into the fight. You ready?
CPS Punisher.
The app you need when they took your kid.
CPS Punisher.
The truth they hid, now the truth gets lit.
Punisher.
Download the power, take back the throne.
Punisher.
You're never alone.
CPS Punisher. The educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete. Family restored. The bar is finished. The Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty.
CPS Punisher.
Here comes the CPS Punisher.
We know it's all about the money. We know they lie. We know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?
This is not a test. This is the emergency broadcast system. Please stay tuned for the following message and instructions. This is not a test. This is a public service announcement. This is Makeda Hunter, a caseworker in the Philadelphia PA Child Foster System, DHS. She has been identified as a threat to the public health and safety of children. If you or anyone you know can allege wrongful treatment by Makeda Hunter, join others demanding justice. Please report by calling the numbers below. DHS Office of Inspector General Hotline 1-855-543-3770 investigates employee misconduct primarily for caseworker crimes, falsification under 18 PA-C.S. Section 4910. Childline 1-800-932-0313. Report abuse/neglect tied to worker actions. PA Attorney General Child Predator Unit 1-800-385-3377. Statewide Child Welfare Crimes. FBI Philadelphia Field Office 215-418-4000. Federal Section 1983. RICO if patterned, e.g., systemic endangerment. Demand the immediate resignation of Makeda Hunter. Blast social media and warn the public about DHS foster system. Health and safety risks. This is not a test. This is the emergency broadcast system. Please stay tuned for the following message and instructions. This is not a test.
DeKalb County Police are asking for the public's help finding a man who disappeared earlier this week. Albert Waugh, who also answers to the name Alex, was last seen on Tuesday afternoon walking away from South Stone Mountain Road. He was last spotted on a surveillance camera on Wellborn Road. Waugh has autism and extremely limited verbal skills. Since then, police have been searching for him using drones, the police helicopter, canvassing the neighborhood, and more. He was last seen wearing a light brown t-shirt, black shorts, and was carrying a black backpack. He is 5'7" and approximately 140 pounds. He walks with a slight drag to his right foot and may shuffle in place while standing. Anyone who sees him should call 911 or the DeKalb County Police Special Victims Unit at 770-724-7710.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stop the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they mightst feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calmed. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look?